Latinx voters. Latinx community.
Latinx.
Latino, a Latinx person.
Here's some Spanish 101 that can be hard for people learning the language. Every noun has a gender.
Language is ever-changing, and that's certainly the case when it comes to defining people of Spanish-speaking origin here in the U.S. Spanish is a gendered language, and the old favors masculinity. So now we have Latinx.
The Spanish language is really gendered, so Latinx is the gender-neutral alternative.
I identify as Latinx. I mean, obviously.
Everything that we were taught came within the last 100 years, and it all came from straight white men.
This notion that any masculine presence in a space changes the grammar of the language, assigning importance to gender in a way that communicates to girls and women that their experience is necessarily changed by the presence of masculinity. And when I think about that linguistically, and I think about the implications on a culture whose language has that kind of hidden inequality with regards to binary genders.
Despite what the media, Twitter, and my Netflix queue has told me, look, I am not convinced that Latinx is a thing, that it's ever been a thing outside of rich white women's circles. And so I decided to check it out for myself with people who actually speak the Romance languages.
Nowadays they're talking about like language that's offensive. Do you refer to yourself as Latino, Latina, or Latinx? Because now they're saying Latinx is the term. Is that what, have you heard that?
Latina.
Latina.
Yes.
Latina, okay. Yeah, because now they're saying Latinx is the new term they're using in college. Did you know that?
Oh, I don't know.
Hi, I'm so sorry. This might be a weird question. I was asking her, are you Latino?
Okay.
Are you Latin American, Latino, Hispanic?
Latin.
Are you a Latina?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason I ask is because I don't want to be offensive. You know, I want to be sensitive. And what do you prefer as the proper terminology? Do you prefer Latina, Latino, Latinx? How do you?
I don't know.
Do you call yourself Latinx?
Okay, give me a moment.
No, it's okay. Is it just Latina?
Yes.
Okay, so Latina is not offensive. Is that okay? That's respectful if I say Latina American?
Yes.
Okay, that's all. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And since I'm a busy man, I asked some of my employees to go do the same.
Prefer the term Latin or Latina as preferred to like Latinx. Have you heard of that?
No.
No? Yeah, it's like, you don't, yeah.
It doesn't affect me now.
Okay.
But is that the way you're teaching at school? No.
Well, now that's like the like PC term.
Yeah, I know.
You're supposed to say Latinx.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
It's regular.
Are you Latino by any chance?
Yeah.
Okay, so question for you. Have you heard the term Latinx?
No.
Okay. Ask and see if like what people actually prefer.
Latinx?
Yeah, have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Latinx?
I don't know.
No?
I totally, yeah.
That's what we're trying to figure out if it's like useful to start using that. Or?
Latina.
Latina's good?
Yeah, it's Latina.
Same thing. You never heard of Latinx?
Mexicana, Latina.
Mexicana. I like that one.
Latina.
I'm just trying not to be, you know.
But no X. Yeah, no X.
Yeah.
They add an.
All right, thanks. You know what I'm talking about? There's Latinx is like the new phrasing. No?
Curious if people actually call each other Latinx.
I don't really use that word very well, okay?
Okay, do you like being called Latina, Latino, or Latinx?
What?
Latinx? Do you like being called Latinx?
Latinx.
Like Latinx? Have you ever heard of it? Okay, so you don't go by Latinx?
Yes.
Okay.
There's this term going around like social media, Latinx. Have you ever heard that? Latinx, it's like Latino, but like they cut out the gendered language. I don't know. Do you know anybody that knows what that is?
No.
Prefer to be referred to like Latinx or Latina? Latina? Have you ever heard of Latinx before?
No.
Have you heard of that?
No, I'm just Mexican.
Hey, have you ever heard of the term Latinx?
Which one?
Latinx. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, we're just, it's like a new word.
It's called Latinx. Have you ever heard of that? It's like the new way you're supposed to say Latina or Latin. You never heard of it? It's like trending on Twitter.
I'm not good at technology.
And which do you prefer? Do you like?
It doesn't matter. It's just regular Hispanic.
That's what we're just trying to figure out. Like it's you don't want to be offensive, these days.
I prefer if it's like Latinx or Latina.
I personally prefer Latino because
Latino, like just a coverall.
The other one really doesn't work in like Spanish,
Right, because it's gendered, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really work in Spanish. I really personally don't like the term. The one with the E.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's like an X at the end. They cut off the last part.
Yeah, it doesn't work in Spanish in the way that the language does.
Yeah.
It's good. There's like people who are Latin, who speak Spanish and stuff are transgender, but it's really good.
Okay, so do you prefer like Latino, or would you prefer like if people use Latinx more?
It's hard.
That's fine.
But if it was a transgender person, then they can prefer like they're a guy or girl. Probably maybe Latinx, maybe.
Okay, thank you.
So there you go. Out of everyone we asked, only one person preferred the term Latinx, was younger, woke, more Americanized.
The Pew Research Center has just published its first study on the use of the gender-neutral term Latinx. It found that most Latinx adults in the United States haven't heard of the word, and only about 3% use it to identify themselves as an individual.
What do you think? Have you encountered people requesting the term Latinx in your everyday life? Or do you think that this deserves to remain in the rich white feminist graveyard?